Welcome back, calculator people. We are still in week 3, and this is assignment 2. Find the slope from 2 points. I'm going to walk through 2 examples that I copied and pasted straight from the IXL assignment. So we have example number 1. We're going to find the slope of the line that passes through point 1,7 and point 610. I'm going to ask you to simplify your answers and write it as either a proper fraction, an improper fraction, or an integer, which remember is just a whole number. So you can do this one of 2 ways. You can have your starting point, alrighty, and an ending point. So we are going to start here, and we are going to end here. All right, and remember, these are your x's and these are your y's, and when you are looking for slope, oh, not a t, because it helps if Mrs. Burke could spell. There we go. When you're looking for slope, remember it is rise over run over run, and that is simply the change in y over the change of x. So let's start with our y's. If we start at 7 and we go to 10, what did we have to do to 7 to get to 10? What change did we make? Well, to get from 7 to 10, you would have to add 3, so that's a positive 3, so it's a positive 3 change. All right. And our change of x. Well, if we start at 1 and we go to 6, what kind of change did we make? Well, if you start at 1 and you end at 6, what do you have to do to 1 to get to 6? Well, you would have to add 5 to get to 6. So your answer for your slope would be 3/5, and you would hit submit. If you're having trouble finding the fraction bar, when you typed it in, it would look like this. It would look like you type in 3, there is a slash mark that is right under the question mark on your keyboard, and then you would type in 5, and that will get you 3/5 in your computer. All right, so that's one way. You can have a starting point and an ending point, and either one of these could be our starting and ending point, and determine what your rise over 1 was, or your change in y, or your change in x. Now, for all of my people who just love that formula, and I know there are some of you out there, not many, but I know some of you are really loving that formula, so let's revisit the formula. So remember, your formula for slope is y2 minus y1, that's your change in y, over x2 minus x1, that is your change in x. Okay, so you have your 2 points. You have 1 and 7. We'll call that x1 and y1, and you have 6 and 10. We'll call that x2 and y2. Okay? Let's change colors just for the fun of it. All right, so let's fill in our blank. First, we're going to start with our y2. Well, our y2 is right here, and that is 10. All righty. Minus. Let's try a different color. Let's see. y1. y1 is 7, so we're going to subtract 7. All right. Let's go on keep going on our color train. x2 is next. Our x2 is 6. It goes right here in our formula. So we have 6 minus, and then we'll change colors one more time. And we're finally going to get to x1, and so we're going to subtract 1. All right, so 10 minus 7, well, that's 3. And 6 minus 1 is 5. And you can't simplify 3/5 any further, so again, you would type in 3, your slash, that is on the same key as your question mark, and a 5. So the answer to number 1 is 3/5. All right, you have two ways you can do it. You can do it the formula way, or you can do it as a starting point, ending point. Okay, so let's erase our sample 1. Let's talk about sample 2. Now sample 2, I got when I went up a few levels in IXL. So sample 2, we are going to do, again, I'll do it both ways for you. So we will do it with a starting point and an ending point again, and see where that leaves us. So we're going to have a starting point, and we'll have an ending point. All right, if you like this method. So we are going to start at 6, 7, and we're going to end at 10, 4. Alrighty. So remember, these are your x's, these are your y's, and for slope, we are looking for the change in y over the change of x. Alright, we're getting a lot of writing on here, so let me change. Alright, so let's deal with our y's first. Alright, so if we start at 7, oh look, we went down to 4. So we started at 7, and we went down to 4. So what change did we make to 7 to get to 4? Well, you have to subtract 3 to get to 4. So it'd be minus 3. All right? So we did 7, and there was some sort of change. And we had to figure out how we got from 7 to 4. And that's subtract 3. That's the change in y. All right, let's look at our change in x. All right, our change in x. All right, and we started at 6, and we ended at 10. So what change did we make to 6 to get to 10? Well, in order to get from 6 to 10, you have to add 4. So minus 3/4 is your answer, because you cannot simplify 3/4 anymore. So you would do negative sign, which is to the right of the 0, and then type in your 3, your slash, that is on the same key as the question mark, and a 4. So minus 3/4 would be your answer. All right, but what if you are like dying to use that formula? Let's use the formula. I know like 2 of my people are like dying to use this formula, so let's use it. All right, so our formula is change in y over change in x, right? Okay, so we have our 2 points. We've got 1, 7, which we will call x1, y1, and we have 6, 10, which we will call x2, y2. Alrighty. Now let's fill in our formula. So our y2, well look, that's 10. Alright, we are going to subtract y1. Well look, our y1 is 7. y1 is 7. Alrighty. And we are going, oh, you know what? I just noticed I'm doing the wrong problem. Ha! Let's erase that. And let's pick our actual 2 points from problem 2. That would probably work out well, wouldn't it? Alright. But we can take that. Alright. Oopsie doodle. See, everyone makes mistakes. It's okay. So this is our problem here. Let's go with these. Alright, so we have 6, 7. This is your x1 and y1. Alright, and you've got 10, 4. This is your x2, y2. All right, now let's plug these numbers in now that we have the right numbers. y2. y2 is 4. All right. We're going to subtract y1. Well, y1 is 7. Okay. Now, let's see. We have got x2, our x2 over here is 10. And we are going to subtract our x1. All right, which is 6. All right, let's give this a whirl. All right, so if you have $4 and then you borrow $7, how much do you owe? So you have 4 and you take away 7. Well, we took all of these 4 away, and how many more do we have to take away? So we have our little number line, and we have 0. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty. So let's see. We are at 4, and we're taking away 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look, we ended up at -3. Alrighty. Because you are borrowing more than you had to start with. And how much more did you borrow? You borrowed 3 more. So if you think of these as money, it will help you give it some thought and come up with -3. Because you borrowed a little more than you started out with. Okay? And then you have 10 minus 6. Well, 10 minus 6 is 4. Well, look. We have got -3/4 again. So we got the exact same answer. So it'd be -3/4. All right? I know that's a lot, but give it a whirl. It may take you more than one setting to do these, and that's okay. Get some done, take a break, come back to it. Well, give it a try, calculator people. I know you can do this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.